Alright everyone, so welcome back to Xiaomi Live during Diwali with me 2024, and we have a very special guest today. So Anuj and I are really excited to talk to him and get all his learnings and observations by using the Xiaomi products over the past year or so. Last year during Diwali, he actually put out a new video which showcased how you can upgrade your smart home in just 50,000 rupees, or rather convert your home into a smart home for just 50,000 rupees. And that's a video that even we didn't really expect. The video got tremendous response and engagement because people tried it and they really loved it. So we thought, why not get the expert to actually come and take a look at the products that we have and also help you guys understand why these products are beneficial and why you should be buying it during this Diwali with me season. So welcome, Dhananjay. Great to have you here.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
Great to be here.
I think people love seeing your videos, and hopefully more people watch our video also because he is here. I think that's
I hope so.
Yeah, and hopefully there's a bit more knowledge that people get than just watching Anuj and I talk about products
Yeah,
as
I
well.
think last 2 years we've been doing Xiaomi Live.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've got an
Someone-
expert
yes.
guest here.
Yes.
Abhi aayega maza.
Yes, of course. So I think let's start with that video itself, right?
Okay.
Basically, you said your home, which is non-smart, in 50,000 rupees, you're able to convert it to a smart home. What sort
Yes.
of inspired that idea?
So to be fair, that was not my smart home. I did it for my friend's home. So he had a budget of 50,000 rupees and he was like, I want it to be smart. सब कुछ होना चाहिए phone पे.
Right.
I'm like, सब कुछ तो कैसे and budget भी इतना कम रखना है. So I'm like, ये देख, ये options है. I asked him, what are the top needs?
Right.
His mom is very cleanliness freak basically.
Right.
I'm like, there is no way you're not getting a robo cleaner.
Right, right.
You have to, and they use it like twice a day now.
Okay.
ठीक है, चलो, I'll get to that later. So that was the main inspiration. My friend who wanted to build a smart home. You want to do it? I have a video to make then. So this is how I make videos. I ask friends, what do you need?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, I'll make a video on that.
Well, that's quite interesting.
Real world problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there will be many like your friend who
Yes.
still want to do that even this year, right?
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
So I think that's pretty great. And you mentioned RVC. You have tried our RVCs as well as the X10.
Yes.
Your first thoughts, impressions on that?
Actually, I have tried every RVC that has launched till date. I even had pre-booked the first one which was launched, if you
Right.
remember.
That went on crowdfunding. No?
Crowdfunding,
The crowdfunding one, which was slightly delayed, but then we got it because of some
Yeah.
reasons at that time.
Yeah.
Global logistical issues.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why. So I was excited to test it out in India because I used to see all these videos on YouTube of foreign people doing it. I'm like, भाई मुझे भी तो करना है, मेरे घर में घर साफ रखना है, और मुझे जब मम्मी बोलती है घर नहीं यार, वो साफ करने के लिए कुछ मत बोलो. मैं एक बार खाना बना लूं लेकिन मैं डिशेस नहीं करता. तो वैसा ही है. मैं मेस नहीं करूंगा लेकिन साफ नहीं करूंगा.
Right.
वो भी है.
So that's where you draw the line basically.
हाँ, so I draw the line there. So that's why I had to get the RVC, and that's why I got it the first one, and the experience was amazing. When the X10 launched, I was even more happy because then I do not have to clean the
That
dust.
tank cleaning actually is a big thing.
Big thing. Yeah.
Because every day you have to open the tank and then clean it into the
Yes.
dustbin, which is itself.
Correct. Especially
Another-
like you said,
I
your
do
friend.
not want to do that task as well. So
I actually put on a mask every time I have to
Empty
empty
it.
this because
Oh.
there's small dust that
Which is
flies
true.
off
Which is
also.
true.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah,
for
yeah.
folks like Anuj and I both have dust allergy, and for
Okay.
us it makes a huge difference.
yeah,
Not having
Fair,
to
fair.
do that, right? So yeah, that's the big thing. And speaking of cleaning, the other product which goes along with it, I would say, is a purifier, right? The air
Yes,
purifier is
yes,
a great
yes.
thing as well.
Of course.
Yeah.
So we have it in the studio running 24 hours.
Okay.
Now you'll ask why? Because we don't open windows in the studio because we need the soundproofing.
Right.
If we open the windows, all cars and all that starts coming. But before 9 and after 9 p.m. in the morning and in the night, we have to. So जो भी आता है, फिर पूरे दिन clean हो जाता है because of the purifier.
Purifier.
And I also have something called as home assistant, if you guys know, which turns it on automatically and turns it off automatically as well. And it will not turn on if I am not there in the studio.
Ah.
Oh.
So there are some hacks that I have done.
This is what
obviously-
IFTTT.
If this, then that, huh?
Not really IFTTT. This is slightly more advanced than that. So if my device
One
is
more T
connected,
added to it.
yeah. So if,
IFTTT. Like,
Chai ke sath.
so basically, if I'm in the studio, only then it will work. If I'm not, then of course they'll have to start it manually.
Okay.
So this is what I have done because I want it to work when I'm there.
Right.
So yeah.
Interesting.
So location based.
Yeah.
I've not done that. I should
It's
do
not
that for the-
location based actually, it's Wi-Fi based. So if my phone is connected to the
this
Wi-Fi,
Wi-Fi.
Oh.
it detects it through the router that I'm in the studio right now, and then it will
But if phone
enable
change
the.
kiya to?
Then I have to change it. That I have to do every few weeks. So that's an issue. Yes.
Basically, one more hurdle. But yeah. But I think that's interesting.
Self-created problems that tech guys have.
Yeah.
First world problems, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think those two are quite good essentials, right?
Yes.
But now, of course, those were things that you did already in the video. You spoke about it.
Yeah.
But anything new, and this is also for you, Anuj, in this year, 2024, any new Xiaomi product that you tried that really changed your entire way of thinking, or was something that you did not expect to transform your lifestyle in a huge way?
I think people who are watching this video, if they have seen the video that I made on a Xiaomi product, that changed my life. I mentioned that in the video as well. People in the comments were like, "नहीं नहीं, you are over exaggerating ऐसे." I was like, "नहीं बाबा, ये मैंने खुद से खरीद के product के ऊपर every time they are like कैसे हो सकता है?" I'm like, the product is basically the garment steamer.
Right. Yeah,
That
yeah.
changed
Same.
the way I do stuff. Like पहले there were other garment steamers that I had. They used to leak water. That's a big issue because before shoot, if there is a water droplet on my shirt, it takes some time to go away. Whereas with the Xiaomi one, there is no such issue, and there is iron in front of it. So just in
Right.
case if there is water, I can use the iron and do it quickly as well. And I carry it everywhere. So for this shoot as well, I carry my garment steamer.
So there's a particular segment of the population
Yeah.
where this is therapeutic. So ironing is therapeutic.
It is. It is.
Right?
Yeah.
So some people actually have this and they go into the zone. I have never understood this because for me it was always stressful. Like when
Why?
when I try and iron a particular shirt, it आगे से करेगा तो पीछे crease पड़ेगा.
Right.
I turn it around, this is crease.
It's like a never-ending loop. Yeah.
So it was taking so long, and then so garment steamer. To be honest, the first time we were discussing saying we want to get a garment steamer, I thought it was a bad idea. Like, why will Xiaomi do this? It is not a smart product. It is not connected to anything. But then after I started using this, like one day I sat and ironed all my t-shirts for 3.5 hours. I'm not kidding.
Wow.
3.5 hours I was listening to music
Yeah.
and I was just ironing. I ironed about 43 t-shirts, but
Wow.
Wow, that's a great collection.
of the same model. I have 40 of these. And
Oh wow, that's good. And the fun part is I reuse my shirts. Basically, I shoot for 1 hour and then I keep it aside,
Right,
and
there's-
then use it again.
Yeah.
So there is no need of complete ironing. Sometimes I just do steam wala thing and it's done. It's good to go.
Also,
So-
from a hygiene perspective, because it's heat, it's steam.
Exactly.
It keeps the odor away. And no, but I think it's the main thing with iron boxes, traditional iron boxes, is the fact that there is a certain know-how to it. Like you need to know how to do it. Like you mentioned, for a shirt, it is that, oh, you start with the sleeve, then you do the collar and so on. There's a procedure that needs to be followed.
Yeah.
With this, that's not there.
Yeah.
So you cut out the process of understanding what it is.
Yes.
So it's very simple. Anyone can use it. There's no learning curve.
I had this different material polo once,
Yeah.
which अगर हाथ यहाँ से यहाँ करोगे ना, you get a crease.
Oh.
So my only hack to that was to tuck it in really
and
tight.
Perfectly. Yeah.
So that it stays stretched at
Stays-
all times.
Yeah.
But
this
there is another learning curve in using steam iron is that you have to make sure that you do not do the steam iron when you are using it when you are wearing the shirt or
Well,
when
that's
you are
true for
wearing
an
the
iron
pant.
also, right?
Yes, that's true for iron as well. But it's so small that sometimes people don't
Oh, yeah,
realize that
they
it's
think
steam.
It's hot steam.
Steam is hotter than even a plate for that matter. Because
And I'm saying this because
Someone did
Shubham
that.
and Sujay did it in the studio. They are like iron karte. Shubham is like Sujay, मैं तुझे jeans को iron करता हूँ, and it did it like that. And Sujay is like,
no, I mean that's a valid thing. But
now you can imagine what happened next. So.
This is I remember that case as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, this happened. So I told them it's common sense. I think that steam is so hot.
Apparently
How
not.
But it's not. It's not. I've also seen cases.
I mean, it's yeah. So
Yeah. But I think it's a very simple product,
yes,
Very surprising.
which actually brings me to the theme of this year's Diwali, which is bring magic home, right? And I think certain products, while it might not be smart, while it might not have connected features, it has a very Xiaomi approach of making things magical.
Yeah.
Making things simpler,
Yeah.
easier for people to use, which is what things like garment steamer does.
Yeah.
And we believe at Xiaomi, like all the products that we bring are magical in some way or the other because it helps you lead a better life. It's more convenient, it's faster, it's more efficient, right? Which is why the entire theme of bring magic home. So buy any product from Xiaomi, and this year your Diwali becomes more magical. As simple as that.
Perfect, with great offers as well.
Yeah,
So,
great offers. So I think we'll talk about that as well. And the biggest thing about this entire home upgrade is the fact that this time anyone who's buying a product from Xiaomi gets a chance to win a free home upgrade. So essentially every single product they can get from Xiaomi throughout the entire portfolio, their home gets converted. So people like your friend or others who are looking forward to that, I think it's a great opportunity for them. But at the same time, everyone's also a winner. So we have 1,000 crores worth of offers during this Diwali, which is, like Anuj and I were discussing, is our biggest Diwali yet.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's cool. Not only do you have great products, great prices, but also giving back to our fans, to our consumers. I think that's something that we always love doing. And there's no better time than during Diwali itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And there's also a module where you can win every minute. So there's a winner every minute, some way or the other, which is absolutely insane when you think of it.
Every minute from what time to what time?
Throughout 24 hours, every single minute.
But you have to be buying something at that minute.
Yeah, I mean, if you buy something,
So if you buy something at 3:45 a.m.
your chances are better, ideally.
Oh, 3:46 a.m.
Already blocked.
Booked 3:45, 3:46 p.m. A.m.
AM.
Yeah.
Don't
AM.
shop anything. No PM.
Yeah.
Pe to,
PM is fine. But now moving on to, I think, what we always discuss, smartphones, right?
yes.
And I think Anuj and I were also talking about this the other day. One of our favorite phones is the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus 5G, right? I think it's a phenomenal product because it brings everything that is quintessential to a Note series, but then takes it to the next level with, the waterproofing, vegan leather, curve back, and much more.
Yeah.
What is your take on that device overall? Like, how did you see it, being received by consumers? And then what eventually happened also?
I was surprised it could take direct paintball hits.
Oh yeah, the durability test, yes.
So we did that durability test. So this is the first time that we took Note into that durability zone.
Yeah.
Right. And obviously enhancing all the things that have been used in the past. So it still had a great camera, fast charging. But then we get Victus into this segment for the first time. And the fact that it was IP68. So the question till now was, IP68 used to be only a flagship feature. So we brought it on the Note. And what was really surprising is for the first month or so, which is when the tech enthusiasts come and buy, the Note Pro Plus was outselling all the other Notes.
Yeah.
Right. So that was actually a good response. And I guess people like the fact that they have a trustworthy phone. I mean, obviously we know today that people are keeping their phones for longer.
Yes.
Right. Earlier, people used to upgrade almost every year or sometimes even less than a year.
Yeah.
Now people are keeping it for longer, which basically means they want something that'll look
Last.
good.
Look good, yeah.
Right. It has to last, has the software updates, all of that stuff. So it also got a HyperOS update, I think in March or April.
March, yeah.
So all of those things add on. So I think it was a great value product that kind of took the Note series forward.
Yeah.
And what's been your experience? Because obviously you are someone who can hear from us, obviously our story as well as the consumer story.
Yeah.
And what is their experience like?
I think the design was a bigger part. The big design played a very big part, I think, because it was slightly different and the colors, I personally loved it. Actually, if I can talk about the special edition, it was amazing. It was great. I showed it to my friends in my building who are like football crazy Messi fans, and then there are some Ronaldo fans as well. And then Messi fans were like, Messi phone. Where is Ronaldo phone? Where is Portugal?
Yeah.
So that happened, but everyone loved that phone. It was something different. We don't see something like that in the market right now. I can't think of any phone which has something like that, a different aspect of design. And even the regular Note 13 Pro Plus, I think I had mentioned this to you in the briefing as well. I liked how it felt in the hand and curved display. I'm a huge curved display fan, so I loved it.
Right. And I think, like you said, the AFA edition because of the detail that we went into, right? Like, for example, the SIM ejector pin,
Yes.
shape of a soccer ball, the charger, the
Yes.
cable also being matched. So
Yes.
every single aspect was well thought through. So it was a true edition, and even the box itself felt
Box
very
was-
special. But yeah, like you said, the 13 Pro Plus, even the other versions, the vegan leather especially got
Yes.
The
raving
Fusion
response.
Purple one.
Fusion Purple, yeah.
Yes,
That was
Fusion
very-
Purple. Yes,
People
that's the
love
color.
that, and I also like it because when you get the Redmi Buds 5 in the color matched one,
Yeah.
both look really good together as well.
Fair.
So that's a crazy product, and I think probably one of the best phones that we've launched this year, and it's flying off the shelves already. But during this Diwali, we're actually bringing it at a crazy, never before seen price. So essentially, a great product which is already good,
Yeah.
but deal made even sweeter, right? So I'll give us a bit more anxiety because we don't know the actual price, but the viewers watching at home, they'll be able to access this. The NEP is coming on screen, the net effective price for which they can
Woohoo.
buy this amazing product. So the best time ever to buy a Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus is right now during Diwali with me. So go ahead and buy it. But at the same time, like I mentioned, everyone is a winner. So at the end of this live session, also, there's a special coupon that we're giving for everyone to
Oh.
actually get.
Everyone.
Yes, everyone who's watching this can get an additional discount on whatever it is that they're buying. So everyone's a winner, even on this live show as well.
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I think moving on from smartphones to another thing where I think at least three of us, I know for sure, we sit and binge watch movies or TV shows, right? And what better thing to do that on than a TV, a large screen
Yes.
experience.
Yeah.
And we just launched our X Pro series of QLED TVs.
Yes.
And you have seen that as well. And I think it's off to a phenomenal start. People are loving it.
Okay.
Great reception. I'm not sure if you have already seen that in the comment section. People asking you to talk about it and your opinion on it.
They are asking me about the deals, so
Yeah. So deal is something we'll get to, but the product itself is
Yeah, of course, of
it's
course.
a great product, right? And I think it's very interesting because when we were looking at what else can be added for a premium experience, QLED was the answer. I think Anuj, if you want to talk a bit more about that, how exactly we thought of it and why QLED.
I mean, so now QLED, essentially, because it's now part of the X Pro series, it goes a bit more mainstream for us.
okay.
So this is not the first QLED that we've launched, by the way, right? So
Yeah.
earlier we had a standalone 55-inch QLED and a 75-inch QLED. It wasn't part of the series. It was experimental. But over the years, and especially after COVID, the content consumption itself has gone up
Yes.
significantly. And in that consumption, now people who are watching more high quality content.
Okay.
So they want 4K content, you want that content in HDR or Dolby Vision, right? And people are now able to see that difference. So especially if you have a large screen, people were asking, saying that, okay, LED TVs, good, but
QLED.
show me more.
Yeah.
So even our fans, people who had bought the first, if you remember that thin TV that came out in 2018, they're like, okay, we've used this TV for 5-6 years. Now we want to upgrade. Give us something which is better screen quality. That was also a 55 LED. So that's why the entire X Pro series now goes QLED.
Okay. Okay. I have a story about TVs. The first 32-inch TV that Xiaomi had launched, I still remember I had bought that TV, reviewed it on the channel, and it had received, like, it went crazy. The video went crazy, which was important to me, and the TV we still have the TV. Now we have another studio, so we have moved TVs around. But my mom is using that TV, and I hope she doesn't watch this video. Otherwise, she'll be like,
Ab to naya
now
chahiye.
X Pro chahiye hi.
Yeah.
QLED.
Yeah,
Makes
QLED.
sense, actually. We'll probably ping auntie on the side and
No,
say
no,
that.
please.
It's
no,
offer.
side. We'll cut it out.
Yeah, so I think QLED, like Anuj mentioned, is probably the next big leap that people want to take.
Yes.
And especially, it is already at a great price, the X Pro QLED. But again, because this is Diwali with me, because we want to ensure that it's the best time to buy, now the X Pro QLED is coming at a crazy, never before seen price, right? So again, urge all our users to go ahead and buy it because this is the absolute best time to buy an
Yes.
X Pro QLED.
Absolutely.
And I think from a overall experience perspective, one thing that we also ensure is that not only is the hardware great, but even from a software perspective, Google TV as well as Patchwall, giving you the best of both worlds. So you're getting easy access to your favorite content through Patchwall, faster recommendations, able to understand what is the IMDb score without looking at your smartphone,
Yeah.
and at the end, it's great viewing quality as well.
Otherwise, every time it's like ये movie देखना है नहीं पहले जाके score search करेंगे then you don't have to worry about all that.
Yeah, but what is your cutoff? I think Anuj keeps asking people this.
IMDb score cutoff.
To be honest, I do not have a cutoff because there
कुछ
are
भी
a
देखेगा.
lot of movies even with 6 rating that are amazing.
This I believe this. Like 6 to 7, there are a lot of great movies. Yeah.
So
I mean, most of those are Rock or John Cena or one of these movies. They're good fun. Like Kevin Hart, all the movies will be 6 to 6.6 rated.
okay, what's your cutoff?
If I have to spend time and I obviously invest those 2 hours in watching a movie, then I think 7.3.
Oh, 7.3 is okay.
That's
I
also
think
over.
that's good.
That's worth it. If I have to watch in a hall, I only go for 8 plus. I want to watch a sub 8 movie in a hall.
Because I think a lot of romantic comedy movies are like, I really like those movies, but the ratings are like 6.8, 6.9.
I feel
I don't watch rom-coms. I've been married for a long time now.
Yeah, I'm not.
He's recently married. Hence,
No, I can't even say newly married anymore. So it's like, yeah, but
if you're still watching rom-coms, then probably.
I recently watched Mindhunter with my wife, so I don't know. So
What is Mindhunter?
wait, you have not?
No.
Oh, it has great rating as well. You don't even have to worry
What is
about
the rating? Depending on that, Anuj will decide whether to watch
I think
or not.
around 8 plus.
I mean, by that logic, even Game of Thrones season 8 had a high rating.
Yeah, that's true.
See, guys, I think it was not that bad. These guys who are saying last episode
You
was
should have
bad
told us
and-
before. We wouldn't have done this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's end
Because
this
see,
now.
there were if you say like this, then even the first season, last episode was not a good episode.
No, it was a good
That was a good episode, no?
Because you had something else to see afterwards because of that.
Okay, so it's... I think Game of Thrones was built on the twists and turns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Season 8 did not have that.
It was basically what people expected was delivered.
It
was
was,
like-
a twist and turn that you will be disappointed with the result.
Oh, that was the twist.
Maybe as in
Saying,
Oh,
don't
you
invest
did not-
8 years of your life in anything.
as in you did not expect her to do that. Spoiler alert, and she did that. Or basically, no one agrees with me. ठीक है, चलो.
I think one thing we at least agree upon is the X Pro QLED is good. So
Yeah,
let's
so
stick
working
to that.
on the X Pro
That's
QLED,
good.
yes.
And this is the best time. The offer is on your screen, and you can also make use of all the bank offers that we have in order to get it at this NEP, net effective price. Now, coming back to smartphones for a bit, I think you were also there during our 10-year anniversary where we launched the Redmi 13 5G, right?
Yes.
And I think this product last year, the predecessor, the Redmi 12 5G, sort of sent shockwaves across the industry for what it brought to the table at that price point. And I think then when we were thinking of, okay, how do we improve upon it further? And we got the 13 5G, which is again a great device. But the question is, not many brands look at improving something that's already great and selling well. Why do you think at Xiaomi we go beyond that and try to improve something which probably doesn't need to be improved?
I think it's in our DNA. See, all of us in this building, if you start talking to the people in product and marketing, all of us are geeks in a way, right? So we get bored with tech very quickly, right? So something safe does not really work well with us. We also need to be equally excited. And sometimes I think the excitement comes through when we are talking about the product as well. So first, we need to be convinced. Right? Only then we will kind of look at it and see how to bring it into the market. So I guess, even if there's a standard formula that's working fine, we'll still keep tweaking it. Can it be made better? Also, we've got this extensive beta testing that happens internally.
Yeah.
So we get feedback from there saying, this would be better if it could do something like this. Right? So we take all of that feedback. So it's a constant turn. I mean, unlike some of the other guys who can just do like A to B and be done with it.
Yeah.
I think we need to go a little harder, and I think it's been the case for the last 10 years.
I think that Redmi 12 itself was basically focused on the fact that while you're getting 5G, there are no cut corners anywhere else. Like normally when a brand, especially in that price segment, is giving a 5G experience, they tend to sort of say that, okay, you are getting 5G, but this is the drawback, or these are
Yeah.
the disadvantages that you have. I think 12 5G sort of transcended that and ensured that it's a great 5G experience and it's a great smartphone
Yes.
on top of that, right?
And
So
also the
that's-
timing, I think, was super important.
Yeah, timing
Yeah.
also. Correct.
Because 5G had started rolling out, but people did not really have options there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this becomes a de facto then. Any
Yes.
thoughts on the 13 5G?
So I had a lot of questions asking because this is a budget phone. Like if I test, let's say Xiaomi 14, Xiaomi Civi 14, I know it's going to perform great with 5G. Like 1 Gbps तो आराम से मिल जाएगा अगर वो area में है तो.
Yeah.
But with this particular phone, people were asking questions like, will it reach the higher speed or will it be limited to 200 Mbps only because of the modem and the read-write speed as
So
well?
everyone wants a true 5G experience.
Yes, so
basically.
even at 10-15,000 rupees, people are like 1 Gbps तक मिलेगा क्या? So we actually tested this,
Okay.
and we got results like 800 Mbps, 900 Mbps.
Nice.
We had to roam around a little bit to find great
Find the one.
But
find the one.
obviously it is capable is what you wanted to
Yeah,
showcase.
absolutely. It was doing consistently 800, 900 Mbps.
What network?
It was Geo, if I'm not mistaken.
So then it would have gone into the proper mode.
Proper, yeah.
Yeah, so we took the car and we roamed around a bit and we were like, because we were getting 400, 500 Mbps constantly, but we were like, video में ये
But
दिखाएंगे तो
that's
लोग
also
बोलेंगे ये
not
कम
bad.
है.
Like
नहीं.
400, 500 is great. Like
My,
couple
my
of years
home
back.
home Wi-Fi is 300 Mbps.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I also have a 300, so 400, 500.
No,
is
but
still
if I show 400 in the video, people will be like, नहीं ये भाई कम दिखा रहा
basically
है,
the
कम है.
shock value is missing.
Yeah, and people are like, maximum बता करके, maximum. So,
Which is actually like, for example, if your car can do 0 to 100 in 4 seconds,
Yeah,
Bangalore में करके दिखा दो.
that's true. Yeah.
So it took me
But-
2
but
hours
yeah,
to reach here from airport. So let's not talk about travel and
I think
speed.
Bangalore anywhere to anywhere is 2 hours.
Yeah,
Just by
sometimes. So I stay 5 kilometers from here, from office. It can be 2 hours.
Can be as low as what, 15 minutes? As
So,
I
no, once I've done it in 10 minutes 37 seconds.
Nice. 37 seconds also. That's very precise. Yeah, but I think 13 5G, apart from that, also has a good design. So when we were looking at what else people want in the segment, right? I think people are increasingly becoming more and more, in want of a good design because it's an extension of themselves, right? It's an
Yeah.
extension of their personality. They want something that sort of matches that. Because earlier we were all okay with a black phone, period. That's it. Everyone just wanted something very simple.
In between
Or silver.
2016, 17, it used to be gold.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted a gold
Yeah,
phone.
a gold or a
Wait,
silver.
When
or
metal
black.
had come in, remember in the middle, after plastic.
You also wanted to have a gold phone
No.
at that time.
No.
Anuj is black. Always black, I think.
So even that metal, actually, I've used one yellow phone for a bit. I was
Okay.
testing
Oh,
that.
I think I know which one, yes.
And then, yeah, that's about it actually. Otherwise,
Even
it's
I
all in
used
black.
to be a black phone kind of a guy, but now I'm like, I want colorful phones.
Yeah. So,
So if it's
makes
it's a different color, because when I meet my friends and if I keep the phone on the table, I want to see their reaction. How do they react to the phone as well? So that's how I remember doing that with Note 13 Pro Plus, because it was something they did not see the square, different colors, things like that.
it was
It's
new.
not a
It
common
was
thing.
new. Yeah, it's quite new at that time. I think a lot of people, when you genuinely used it, they were like, "What phone are you using?"
Yes.
So that happens quite a bit. In fact, I think I told you the story when I was using our Ultra. Someone followed. So it was my son and I, and that guy was coming behind us in the basement. So I was like, "What is happening?" And then he comes, so I get into a car, I lock the door. He's like, roll down the window. And then he's like, what phone are you using? So I was like, oh, okay. So he wanted to know that. And then I told him it's an Ultra.
Yeah.
So he was like quite intrigued by that.
Yeah, Ultra of course has like huge camera bumps, so people are always intrigued. क्या कौन सा phone है भाई? मेरा photo खींच, मेरा photo.
And if you put the adapter, the lens adapter, and put the lens also on top of it,
Yeah. It looks
Then-
proper.
then it goes a little too much.
Yeah. No, so the Redmi 13, again, best time to buy right now. It has been one of the best sellers overall from a 5G device perspective. And I think going back to 2014 when we brought the Redmi Note 4G and people wanted access to 4G at a great affordable price.
This is
That
what, 2014 end.
14 end,
Yeah.
December 14. I
December
think.
2014.
And this is sort of doing that now for the masses. And I think it's great to see that we're able to magically again enhance people's life through the great
Yeah.
tech that we have.
Yeah.
So again, go ahead, purchase it. The best timing to buy the Redmi 13 5G. Get it at an incredibly lucrative price only during Diwali with me. Now, we were talking about cameras, and there is one particular phone that is close to my heart also, which I believe for a creator is a great phone, and that's the 14 CV.
Yes.
Right? What's been your experience on that? And you're someone who uses video recording a lot as well.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of Instagram stories.
Right.
So I do it with the front camera, and having ultra wide
32 plus
front
32.
camera
Yeah.
played a huge role, I think, because I do not have to give photo this. I did not have
Yeah.
to do that. I did not worry about pura frame aa raha hai अच्छे से नहीं. So that was a good thing, and selfies were obviously a great thing with the Xiaomi 14 CV as well.
Actually, that's an interesting thing. What happened to selfie sticks?
It's still there.
Do people use? I don't see as
I-
many people using it nowadays.
You go to, I mean, except for Europe,
Yeah.
most other parts, you'll still see the selfie stick. In Europe, if you extend it too much, someone will flick it on the other side.
As it is, yeah, in Spain.
And in Spain, if you kind of extend it, the phone's gone.
Like, that's true, especially if you're live streaming. See the other person. Yeah, but that's true.
So front camera was something which was different, unique, I think, with the phone.
But you would tell stories with all cameras, I'm assuming, not just one.
Yeah,
And the ability to sort of shoot 4K across all cameras.
Yes.
Do you think that's an important thing?
Yes, because a lot of time I always default to any camera that I'm testing, any phone, any camera. 4K 60 FPS is my default. At
Okay.
least 4K should be there, 4K 30 FPS. And a lot of times I start shooting and realize, oh, I can't go into ultra wide mode, or I can't zoom into, I can't use the
Because
telephoto
quality
lens.
changes,
Quality changes. That's something which is like, oh, then I have to go to 1080p, or I have to change the camera completely and then start shooting again.
You need the consistency basically across whatever.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So
I do not want to change my frame rate and resolution again and again, because that creates extra files. So
Right, makes sense. And I think
There, did you, for the 14 CV, did you try the new colors, the Panda edition?
no.
For someone who likes colors,
colors, yeah, I think
that would be
very cool.
interesting. So there's a
I saw it on his feed, but that's it.
Yeah, we'll show that to you for sure. But I think that's also really beautiful. I think,
that
especially
stands
the
out.
aqua blue.
Yeah.
Aqua blue is really nice. Yeah,
as long as you have the SU7 with it.
that's true.
I mean, I don't mind buying the CV14 if I get the SU7 for a review or
It's a
something.
review. I thought for free.
It's like small hopes, small ambitions.
No, for review only.
CV के साथ एक car free.
Car free.
Great deal, guys.
No, that is not happening.
Not happening. Not happening. Yes. No, but I think the Civi is also quite interesting because, and funnily, we are speaking about cars also. The battery technology is something that is on the same lines of what you expect from an EV.
Yeah.
Right? Do you want to talk a bit about that bit?
I mean, one, I think it is a high density battery. So that's why it's such a slim phone, but it's got
Yes.
this.
Yeah, 7.4 millimeters, which is quite
Yeah,
crazy.
very
for that.
thin
Yeah.
for that battery size. The second is it goes on for more charge cycles as well, right? So most of us have this question, right? Saying what's the battery health? It degrades really quickly. So most phones, I think it starts degrading after about 800 cycles, charge cycles, to a point where you feel it. This one, because it's an EV tech coming in, it's 1600, so it's double the normal battery. So again, goes back when we were earlier talking, right? People are keeping their phones for longer, so you want screen protection, you want all of that stuff, but you also want your battery to last because that's the primary thing.
Right. Yeah.
True.
Right?
I
Otherwise,
think few years back when जब लोग पूछते थे कि स्मार्टफोन में अभी क्या अपग्रेड हो सकता है, because we were getting bigger screens, better screen, very good performance, cameras are also very good, but I always used to say battery is something, it's not upgrading enough. It's not upgrading. I think 2024 is the year where with the new tech that 14 CV
it'll
has,
start coming in more.
it has developed, because bigger capacity as well in a very small form factor. Otherwise, you have to sacrifice one thing, either sacrifice battery size or sacrifice the size.
Yeah. I mean,
You don't have to do that anymore.
I think that's sort of the benefit of having a company that does, at least what we call it, the human X car X home. Not only is it an ecosystem that you can use in a great way in terms of interconnectivity, interoperability, but the technology can also be transferred, and the knowledge sharing is quite crucial to improve either side, right? And I think that's where we saw something like a HyperOS powering all the devices that we have, ensuring great seamless interconnectivity, and at the same time, great battery tech and other features come onto the smartphones itself. And I think Civi was also great. I personally love the screen, the quad curve screen that it has.
That's the
It
interesting
looks
one.
really good, really good. And I think benefits of both. I think Anuj, you were mentioning on stage, right? It's sort of like a flat screen display. People like it because they can view content distortion free.
And also it's a flat screen is normally perceived to be a little more kind of say drop resistant
Yes, yes.
compared to a curved screen. People are always scared that curved screen, if you drop it by accident, it'll get a dent on the side or it'll crack from the sides. So this quad curved has those nice curves for ergonomics,
Yeah.
but from a viewing perspective, it works well. And obviously, this was like a rock solid one.
And there's Victus 2.
So this is Victus 2. On the Ultra, there was the Xiaomi Shield.
Yeah.
So at least that problem is being solved. So best of both worlds.
So 14 CV solved the problem with a lot of my tech reviewer friends. A lot of them are like, nee, flat display is the best. I'm like, no, how can you say flat display is the best? If you curved display is something I am a huge fan of, and that's the best I think. And 14 CV was
Both.
fine for
In
both.
So it
Because-
sort of solved the problem. I think it was always a divided house, people saying flat or curved.
Yeah.
That debate sort of ended with this. At
Yeah.
least I personally believe if more devices get this, it's a great thing. Sort of.
But then who's going to debate?
Oh, that's true.
I think some part of this entire tech thing is to just create debates, right?
Yeah. So
Interesting.
it solved the debate now.
No, I think it shouldn't ideally solve
Yeah,
it.
it shouldn't
but-
solve it. No, you'll start debating something else now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But and of course, the main thing, Xiaomi Leica, the co-engineering effort that we have, which gives you the best photos, I think, on any device currently.
Yeah.
Right, and I think that goes that holds true for Civi, the 14 as well as the 14 Ultra, and getting that sort of a the best of Ultra and the 14 in a device at that price point is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And like we said, there's plenty of groundbreaking technology that we have on this. Makes Civi, I think, a great tool for creators, but also anyone who wants a great device with great camera capabilities, great ease of use. I think that's one thing that comes to mind immediately when you actually buy the Civi or use the Civi. It's so handy, so easy to use, effortless.
Yeah. I think being handy and the selfie camera are two of the biggest selling points for me. If I have to convince someone, of course, then these are the 2 points. But when I show them the pictures that I clicked with the rear camera with all those different filters, they're like, oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah, the phone can do this as well, because people were not...
We had filters, we had presets way before it was cool.
Yeah.
Now it's getting cool apparently,
Yeah.
but we had it before.
So the Leica modes that we have on the phone looks great.
And I think one funny thing that I noticed is normally Anuj does not take selfies. So selfie is not a great sort of proposition to sell you a phone, but you still like the phone anyway.
Yeah.
Because it was a great phone even if you reduce that.
I would probably pay more for a phone that comes without a selfie camera.
It's like...
Okay. No, I think the selfie... ठीक है चलो 14 CV में तो it is great selfie camera 100%.
But I've taken like 5 selfies in my life, so
Oh.
I actually remember
during testing.
Actually remember a long time back, there was a point where some phones had better front cameras than the rear. And I remember a friend of mine buying this phone, and he was so frustrated. He used to take rear cameras with the front camera. So he pointed this way and then click it. So
No, I think a lot of people still do that because
Really?
because when I am clicking, let's say my wife's picture, she's like, तुझे नहीं समझ रहा कैसे click करना है? I'm like, flip the phone around. I show her, I adjust the phone नहीं ऊपर नीचे जो भी करना है, and then click a picture with the front facing camera. And I see a lot of people doing that in real life. Like when I go to a wedding, someone else's wedding, I see a lot of people clicking photos with selfie camera just because the person जिसका photo ले रहे वो भी देख सके कि कैसा photo आ रहा है.
The framing part of it.
Otherwise there are arguments later on that नहीं अच्छा नहीं दिख रहा था, वो पीछे से आ गया ये आ गया. When you are showing them the photo, अगर नहीं अच्छा है तो that's your mistake only.
Your mistake. Interesting. Yeah. But yeah, I think the Civi again is a crazy proposition. So which will solve for this as well, because great front cameras, not just wide, ultra wide as well. So
Yes.
all of you who are clicking photos with the selfie camera as the primary, get the Civi. And this is the best time because you get it at a crazy, unbelievable price. And the price is on your screen right now. Go ahead and get it as soon as possible. Now, shifting gears a bit, moving into tablet category, which is, I think, a new favorite of ours. And especially because, like we were mentioning earlier, connectivity is something that
Yes.
we consider to be great. And with the Redmi Pad Pro, we actually bringing 5G
Yeah.
cellular connectivity onto a tablet. What are your thoughts on that, Anuj?
I mean, one, it's an interesting tablet because I can put my SIM in it, so I'm not hunting for a hotspot or Wi-Fi if I'm traveling with it. Second one, in this I can actually have my WhatsApp.
Yeah,
Right? So I can have this as a link device with a proper WhatsApp
Yes.
app, and it'll work. I can make and take calls directly from this. Obviously, it'll be on speaker mode. I can't hold the 12
but
inch
unless you do the Bluetooth.
unless you do a Bluetooth.
Yeah.
So it, as a standalone device, also it starts becoming quite interesting,
Hmm.
right? And at least in India, we are lucky enough that 4G, 5G data is one of the cheapest in the world.
Right.
Yeah.
So this just makes sense instead of trying to have a Wi-Fi device and then going through this entire run every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair.
What has been your experience on that?
Can I talk about the SE?
Yeah, of
Ah,
course.
okay.
Because that
So-
also introduces cellular connectivity.
Yes. So it introduces 4G. It has 4G. So basically, I think this is the feedback that I saw from my videos. When I make a video where Wi-Fi is required. So let's say Home Assistant that we talked about earlier, that you need to have a Wi-Fi in your house.
Yeah.
Then a lot of people comment saying we do not have routers in our house. We do not have access to Wi-Fi. For all those people, I always used to wonder that how can they solve this issue. Now I think if you already have a smartphone, of course they have a smartphone, now you can have a tablet. Everyone has a dual sim anyway, like those sim to hote. I also have 2 sims, actually 3, but theek hai. So I can have one sim in my tablet and then another sim in my phone, and it solves that purpose as well. So you can, if you want to give this tablet to your kids, you do not want to give them a smartphone, we showcase this in our video as well. So you can have educational apps, and then there is a special feature for kids in the tablet itself. So you can have cellular connectivity, do not have to worry about Wi-Fi, and they can access YouTube if you let them access that. And you can have educational applications working on the tablet, and you do not have to worry about hotspot on your phone or anything like that. So that's something which worked out very well, and the pricing is amazing for the SE. So
Yeah, I think that's an interesting point because even this for e-learning is great, but also on the go.
Yeah.
Like if you have kids and you want them to be entertained in the car, just put this back and they can continue watching.
Actually,
on
one
the-
problem with the hotspot, right? So if somebody else is giving you a hotspot,
Yeah.
you're on the tablet, and say the person walks away,
yeah, that is true. That is
so
true.
that's also gone.
That's gone, and you're draining battery on your smartphone.
On
which-
your smartphone
as
which
well.
ideally you don't want to do.
yeah.
So
And,
yeah. But I think the Redmi Pad Pro, one more thing I liked is it's a large display.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's the right aspect ratio.
Yes. This is
And
important.
if you add the keyboard and the pen to it, then it becomes a productivity device as well. Right?
Yes.
So obviously for watching content, Netflix, Amazon Prime, all of this stuff, it's great.
Hmm.
But then when you have to do some work, I believe tablets anyways will be the future of computing.
Hmm.
Right?
Okay.
Slowly your workflows will move more and more to a tablet,
Yeah.
and a tablet will be able to do a lot more when you're creating stuff, right? I mean,
Yeah.
not just content, but when you're creating spreadsheets, when you're creating presentations, slowly things will start moving into that direction.
Okay.
So then this becomes like a great place or great device to get into the basic productivity. So if I'm using Google Docs and I've got a keyboard and I've got a big enough wide screen that I can carry anywhere with 5G connectivity,
Yeah.
you can't get it with traditional computing.
Exactly.
That's
And I
true.
think all the work now in all the offices is online only, like docs, sheets.
Correct.
And
Yeah, everything is moving
that's it,
online.
yeah.
And like Anuj said, you have a keyboard, you have a pen, does everything for you
Yeah.
actually. And again, connectivity is also seamless.
Yeah.
So I think this was a great product. And one thing I personally noticed after using it is the battery life is incredible.
Yeah, battery life was crazy.
It's crazy. Like this is something that you can, just charge it and forget. And days later, I think initially I had charged it when I was testing it. Almost a month later, and it was still working. Of course, standby time was that long, and typically you'd use it a bit more. What happened was I kept it in some other bag. I forgot about it, and then later I found out it was still there. So which is good. And
For
Like
me,
you-
I think I had charged it once and
Yeah.
I was watching content on it, and then we had to travel. So because it was a beta device, I can't travel with it
Yeah.
because it'll be seen.
Oh.
So like for phones, you put a big case around it and you hide it,
Uh-huh.
right? So people can't see what phone you're using. For a 12-inch tablet, it becomes a little tough,
Yeah.
and especially if you're using it with a keyboard. So
Yeah.
I left that at home. So I was out for about 10 days. So when I left, I had been watching some content for a couple of hours. So I'm assuming the battery would have been about 84-85%. I came back after 10 days. I assumed it would be drained. It was still at some 77-78%.
Wow.
Okay.
So the standby time was just crazy.
Crazy good, yeah. So I think that is something that I was not expecting, but again, it's a very efficient.
I'm actually
device.
thinking, so this Redmi Pad Pro 5G is something that I actually want to buy
Hmm.
for my parents. So I'm looking forward to the deal that you'll tell.
Oh wait, you have to
Unfortunately-
buy the devices as well.
Yes.
Yeah,
of
we all
course.
buy.
We all
Yeah.
buy it. Yeah. I think
But-
that's something that we learned the hard way. That there are no perks. We have to buy the devices.
But I want to buy this because one, because of the 5G connectivity, right? So
Right.
at least for my parents, it'll be easy.
Hmm.
So they don't have. I can't expect them to go switch on a hotspot and then figure that
Right.
out. The second part is they will invariably forget to charge it regularly.
Yeah.
Right.
So this will
So
stay
with
alive.
the standby time, and they'll remember at the last moment, right? So I'll say, okay, if you have to do a quick video call or something like that, they'll remember at the last minute,
Hmm.
and at that time, this will still have charge.
And this, like you said, it has calling, even messaging, because many tablets don't have that.
You
So
can actually have SMS.
yes.
Yeah, you can get OTPs and all that. So that also
Correct.
works quite well. So even if you're shopping, you're doing
Tap
all
to
those
pay
things.
doesn't work.
That's true.
Unlimited 5G right now. So if you get the Redmi Pad Pro, you can use unlimited 5G on it. So it's basically right.
Yeah, it's a perfect time.
Yeah.
And again, at a great offer. So before Anuj goes and buys it, once we end this live stream, you guys can go and get it at a crazy, never before seen price. This is the best time to buy a Redmi Pad Pro, and you can also go for the 5G variant if you really want that seamless connectivity experience as well. So now, sort of digressing into maybe a bit more of a fun segment, I'm going to ask you guys a few
So
questions.
this was not fun.
Hey, it was fun. I think it turned out to be better than we expected, but few rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So both of you have to answer. The first question is, what's your favorite Xiaomi product of 2024?
Of 2024.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. Probably the X10 vacuum cleaner.
Okay. I told you guys already. Garment steamer has to be garment steamer.
It's a good
Perfect.
product. But if I change the question and say instead of 2024, favorite Xiaomi product of all time?
Oh, Mi 3. Absolutely.
Mi 3.
Yes.
Mi 9 Explorer Edition.
The
Because-
transparent one.
Transparent one. Because I have
Oh.
the only unique piece. So it was a early sample. So the
Okay.
print at the back under the glass is different from the actual production one.
Oh.
So nobody else has that.
Wow.
So I
That
said
is
Mi
really
3 only because I started my whole
Journey.
this online journey
Oh,
with
wow.
Mi 3. So
Now
no
it's,
matter.
now it's Mi 3. Mi 3. Yeah. Well,
So
that's
that's
great,
why
that's
Mi
great.
3, and I still have the device. It still works super fine.
Yeah.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, I think that was a great product. Even my first sort of experience with Xiaomi was the Mi 3. At
I
that time.
couldn't get it.
Flash sales.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was a great product, and I like you. I see many other people also still using it in some way or the other. It's a
Yeah.
great phone. What is your favorite movie of 2024?
2024 movie.
Oh.
For me, either Dune 2 or Godzilla -1.
What about you?
It's favorite movie. It's a difficult choice. Don't ask me this. I'll take too much time. I think.
We'll come back to it.
Considering you like the steam iron, Stree 2.
Stree 2 was fun, definitely, but I won't call it my favorite film. Dune 2 was great, but my expectations were slightly
I
higher.
think he'll go towards the rom-com side. Favorite
Ah.
movie.
I can't even think of any new rom.
You watched so many
Anyone
rom-coms
but
that
you. Let's go with that.
So
Anyone but you.
Anuj is like has never heard of this in his life.
Okay, I have not heard of this movie.
Yeah, I've
actually.
seen it, but yeah,
No, did you like it?
it's okay. I mean,
No,
it's not a movie that I.
That's not my.
So for me, Dune 2 is the best this year. like personally. So 2 votes for that.
ठीक है. I can't. I'll tweet about it later.
Okay. Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Beat.
It's like
You are-
Dhananjay got offended.
You're from Bombay. I'm from Himachal. Makes
Perfect,
sense.
Perfect.
I'll be the tiebreaker maybe. Mountains.
Achha, I thought you were going to say plateau.
Yeah, mountains are good, but it's sometimes difficult to travel there. So that's
The reason I don't like the
you're
beach,
traveling in the sea, na?
beach, I don't like it because it gets messy. I don't like sand getting,
Do you like
on the legs.
swimming?
I like swimming, but freshwater swimming, not.
Oh, that's one more reason.
Oh.
I can't swim, so maybe that's.
Of course. फिर ठीक
But
है.
I can mountain.
No, I love swimming. I can swim, but not the beach. Yeah.
Oh, ठीक है.
I always so because mountains generally is a tough terrain.
Mhm.
So if you are into hiking, you can get some very very peaceful spots.
Yeah.
So that's something that I like.
You have seen some great mountains, so of course you will say that. I have seen some great beaches. So if I come to Himachal someday, maybe.
Yeah.
I haven't never
And
been to.
Oh, you never been to Himachal?
I have never been to
it's-
Himachal. Yeah. So I have not seen enough mountains, I
the,
guess.
The thing about Himachal would be how do you stay away from the tourist towns? So you
Yeah.
know about 4-5 towns which
Hmm.
have exploded too much, and then you get into the smaller areas. There you see the peace and quiet and that tranquility,
Yeah,
which I think changes things.
But
Also, in case of a tsunami, mountains.
Okay, wait. हिमाचल प्रदेश में वो हो सकता है क्या बोलते हो उसे?
Landslides.
Avalanche, landslide,
Avalanche in the high areas,
not in the
snow avalanche, but landslides and all that can happen. Obviously, flash floods are a big problem.
Oh, yes.
Because one, obviously it rains, and when the water comes down, you don't expect it.
Yeah.
that quickly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So stay at home. Safe.
Okay. If you guys were to choose one single food item that you had to eat for the rest of your life, only that, what would you choose?
Easy choice for me. You go first. Because Anuj is a
I
huge
cannot
foodie.
actually.
No,
what
no,
if
no, you
had
have to.
You had to.
Have
have
to.
to, yeah.
Then it'll be the national bird, tandoori chicken.
Oh. Like that's the only dish that you can have.
You're getting everything, no? You're getting flavor, you're getting protein.
ठीक है. That would be my mom's khichdi.
Huh?
My mom makes amazing khichdi. You guys should have it as well. I think you will.
You've
change
been
your
saying that for the last 2 years. Like, हाँ घर पे खिलाता हूँ मैं.
Yeah. And then when we call, he's like, none of these two sims.
Number changed.
Change, yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. Night owl, or what's the opposite of night owl?
Morning person.
Morning owl, no. Morning bird.
person?
Early
Morning
bird.
Early
Early
bird.
bird.
Yeah,
Early bird.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
I used to be.
Same. Yeah. Used to be a night
So
owl.
earlier, I would sleep normally by about like 3:30, 4, especially on weekends.
Okay.
And now I wake up every day at about 5:30.
5:30?
Yeah.
I also used to.
Sometimes I
do the same.
sleep in a little late, so I wake up at like 5:45 or 6.
Wow, so late.
So late.
इतना ज़्यादा late नहीं करना
Like
चाहिए. So
alarms going off everywhere, and
so when I say night owl, I mean like 1 a.m. That's my cutoff.
Means earlier, normal days, I would sleep at about 12, 12:30.
Okay.
But on weekends, I would normally sleep at like 4 or 5.
like I think for me my night owl phase used to be an early bird because I sleep in the morning 4 or 5, but now I also get up at 5:30 every day. So
Is there a rule in Xiaomi that you have to get up early
No.
or
we only hire bald people. That was the rule. No, Anuj is an exception. I was just joking.
So,
At least
yeah.
that's the theory that's going on around, people saying that only bald people are allowed in Xiaomi.
So I like to work. I think when I start writing scripts for my videos, after I have my dinner, I'm like, oh, ये लिखना पड़ेगा, ये लिख, and I start writing, and then it's like 1 a.m. and I'm like, okay, अभी सोना
So
पड़ेगा.
everyone has a body clock, by the way, right?
Yeah.
And certain times is when you'll have, for example, peak physical activity, right? And also the mental aspect. So you'll think more.
Okay.
So everyone has that. For me, I had to change it
Okay.
in the middle. But earlier at night, I used to also basically study at night, work at night. Slowly it changed.
Oh, I never studied at night. nor in the day. But yeah, so
Yeah. So before, especially during my engineering, I would start studying after dinner,
okay.
and it required like a couple of cans of cola, a couple of chocolates, so enough sugar and caffeine going in, and I would not sleep and go straight into the exam hall because my thing was if I slept,
it will fall out.
it'll go off.
It's like
my-
some people sleep with a book under the pillow. Have you
No,
seen
I
those
didn't do
people?
that though.
In my engineering, I vividly remember I used to sleep at 9:30 p.m.
Huh.
Yeah,
Wow.
because I could not study. And now when I have started working, I realize that was probably because I did not want to study and it was boring at that time, and that was not something that I wanted to do.
Probably.
So when I'm doing this, I'm like, okay, ye to
But
alag
you are
hi hai.
using engineering.
Yes, I'm using, but it was like, there are things which we do not need to learn, outdated things. Okay, let's not go there. Yeah, so that was the issue, I think.
Got
But when it was mobile communication, I think in my final year, so that was an interesting topic. How we change, how the smartphone changes mobile towers when you're traveling, and how does it choose the
The
better
entire
one?
handshake and all that stuff.
So that was I used to study that very well.
Yeah.
But other subjects,
Interesting.
My fourth year presentation was on GSM networks.
Oh,
oh,
nice.
interesting.
Interesting.
But yes, I think that's it for today, guys. I think it's been a great conversation. But before we wrap up, one thing for the viewers, we are actually giving a 200 rupee discount coupon for every single person tuning onto this Xiaomi Live. And the coupon code is displayed on your screen right now. But every single person who has been watching gets 200 rupees additional
But
off.
if someone's watching and shares it with his friend,
He can also do it. It's valid today.
Only today.
Only today.
Only
Yes.
today, right now.
Right
Aaj,
now.
aaj ke
Yes.
din bas.
So go ahead, and before Anuj buys the Redmi Pad Pro and Dhananjay maybe buys something else.
Another garment steamer.
actually great
It's like-
gifting of
It's a great gifting option.
Wait,
Yes.
I was going to mention that, but I thought Sandeep is ending the
No,
this.
please,
So I'm,
please.
Also, that's a great gifting thing because Diwali mein I have my friends at my place, and then we have this thing every year.
especially with the wedding season coming in November, December, it becomes
Yes.
like he's carrying it in his bag. It's just so easy to carry.
Yes, it's very easy to carry, and it's for married people as well. It's if you're married, buy two.
And no, and especially if you're attending weddings and all that, no, because you have integrate
Yes.
Yeah.
kind of
And
patterns
the
and all
coats,
that.
you can't do the
Certain
Correct.
fabric,
thing.
certain
Ah.
other additions on top of
Actually,
it.
yeah, even your blazers and all that
Correct,
can
you
take
can.
Sherwani, if you have Sherwani with a lot of work.
Yeah.
correct. So it does.
And like we mentioned
but
earlier,
unless-
don't wear it and do it.
But if you are in NCR, then air purifier is a good
Yeah.
gifting
Good,
option.
yeah, good gifting option.
And a lot of issue with me gifting tech items to some people is that they think ये मुझे free में मिला था and मैं उन्हें बस आगे दे रहा हूँ.
Regifting.
So if I give like steam iron, then they'll be like, हाँ ये तो कोई देगा नहीं. So I'll buy it, keep it for all my friends. I hope they are not
Attach
watching this
the-
live session.
Invoice and then give it. Like,
Yeah, I should start doing that. ये भाई नया लिया है.
Cool. But I think it's been a great conversation. Thank you both. Thank you, Dhananjay,
Thank you,
especially
thank you.
for coming to this. I think hopefully we see more of ideas from you, especially in terms of what Xiaomi can help people do. How can they transform their home to a magical experience?
Yes.
And hopefully all of the viewers tuned in for today also bring magic home with Xiaomi products this time. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. See you again.
Xiaomi